Welcome to the podcast that has no name with Mio and Mr. C. Today, our interviewing topic is Mr. Martin Edmunds, the head admin of ESR, Eat Sleep Race Group. Welcome to the show, Martin.
Hey. How's everyone?
Excellent. And we will be also going through the various ESR results from the last 2 weeks, from Zero and GT2, as well as previewing the Audi TT Cup car that will be used for the Academy Cup this coming, basically in about 2 weeks' time. That'll be kicking off. So if you want to get in on that, feel free to contact myself or Martin or Andy and get yourself booked pronto. We're up to 13 entrants for that so far. Mr. C, do you have any questions for Martin?
Well, hello everybody. Yes, I do. I have a lot of questions, and I have to restrain myself to not put all the very inconvenient questions for Martin. So let's see how that goes. Martin, we're gonna start you off easy, normal questions. When did you start sim racing? Why? Why do you do it? And finish up with: are you doing it for the competition or immersion side? Blah.
Can you repeat that last part of that question?
Are you doing this? Are you doing sim racing to be competitive, to have the adrenaline rush, or are you doing for the immersion side, to be as close as possible to reality?
I think we all want realism, and that's why sim racing is so attractive. When I started sim racing, it was a long time ago. I was actually playing with a gamepad with a game from Papyrus, which is the developers of iRacing. Yeah, they're the one who are currently making iRacing. They started with NASCAR and was it called IndyCar Racing 2? And I was playing that on an old IBM 386 with a gamepad, and I just loved how real and heavy the car felt and how it was punishing. It was a lot of fun. And then finally got a wheel, and I think GTR2 is what really got me into it. I had GTR1, but was not into it as much. But GTR2 was it. I started playing in leagues, and I just loved the competition. The friendship of that I've made over the years doing that is pretty much what I'm seeking. I love the realism. I love the competition part of it. Like you said, once we get on the track, we I think everyone wants to get serious and have some fun. That's kind of why I started the league, is to meet some like-minded people who just want to have fun and be as close to the real thing as possible.
And how's that going for you with like-minded people?
I think it's going pretty good with our 500 members. Well, not 500 members, 500 people that signed up to Discord. They're not all active, obviously. But over the years, we've had some people from all walks of life that raced with us for a little bit and then moved on and then came back. I think the community part is pretty good at ESR, and that's definitely a good thing.
All right. Before Mike asks you a question, I have another one, which is from more in depth from my personal view. Is the turn up in speed? You're a lot faster right now, especially this year, the end of last year, in all cars, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive. Mm-hmm. How come? Why? I don't like it so.
I think well, it comes with experience and having confidence too, right? I mean, I remember not too long ago, actually, even a year or 2 years ago, when I was seeing a certain James Nance in my rearview mirror, I would panic. I would basically lose all my confidence, my breaking points. I would completely lose my brain and make huge mistakes and end up in the wall, and he would just drive right by me. But after a lot of racing, you can feel the car, and of course, better hardware as well. You can feel the car better, and you get confidence. And with confidence, I think you take more chances, and you know with the car how far you can push the car. And I think that's why at some point, there is something that kind of click in your brain, just like, okay, I know how far I can push it. Obviously, I can't push it as far as you are, Mr. C, or some guys, but I'm handling it pretty good right now. I'm happy with that.
I'm still waiting for that click moment myself.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Mike, listen up.
You will get it, Mike. It was kind of weird for me. I must say it was. I think it's when I started to really think about how much distance I had on the track. When you're in a turn, how far wide can you actually go and take the car? Using the whole track, basically. That's what I'm trying to say here. Is at some point I realized, I was not using my lines properly. I was not using the whole track. I was restricting what I could do. And at some point it clicked. I'm sure you'll get there, Mike.
That was a good point, because with a lot of the people that I helped, all of them, I told all of them, look, use all of the track, every inch, everything. So that will gain you like not only confidence and like a better lap time, but usually like better understanding of the car. Because if you're if your race line is shorter than it should be, then you're inducing bad behavior to the car.
Plus, if you're using the whole track, or understanding the distance with it, it can save you too if you're going too far in a turn. Because I'm not braking at the exact same point every single time, right? But you can use some escape route, if you will.
Yeah. Mike?
I am just absorbing the knowledge that hopefully will lead to me being not Division 3 anymore.
Hey, you almost won Division 3 last champ, so
I did almost, although this season's not looking so good. We're 2 rounds in, and I've got negative 10 points.
Yeah, did you get that penalty today? I don't know.
I assume I did. I mean, I voted to give myself a penalty, so I'm pretty sure I'm getting a penalty.
Yeah, well,
and I know you and Andy voted for me to get a penalty, and I know Grant said no because he talked about the server deal,
the net code.
And then I'm pretty sure Jack will vote to give me a penalty just to smite me. So it'll be 4-1.
I vote for a penalty also.
What happened tonight, Mr. C, was a net code problem. When you watch the replay, they didn't even touch, but in reality, they were on the same spot on the server. So Mike could not have seen it. So unfortunately, he did run into him, but it was a netcode problem. So it's kind of hard to. I feel bad giving a penalty for something like that, but in the end, Andy was right. We need to get a little bit more room on lap 1. And that's usually what I try to do. I got a penalty tonight too because of a bonehead move, but it's just mistakes. They happen quick.
Yours is pretty big.
Yeah.
I suppose now is as good a time as any. It'd be an interesting question. You're, of course, the head admin, so you have to deal with a lot of the backlash when it comes to displeasure of drivers with whatever the decision may be. Maybe it's penalties, maybe it's car selection, track selection, whatever the case may be. What is your philosophy on like dealing with that kind of thing?
With people that are angry?
Yes.
Well, I have always what's the term? I bought peace everywhere I've been. All my jobs, all my work, I was always friend with everyone. Even people that I couldn't really stand too much, I was still friendly with them. And a lot of people would use me to talk to these other people to kind of mend the thing. I'm kind of like the glue in the middle. And it's the same with my family, and it seems to be the same with with ESR. But that's why having someone that's strong like Andy, who takes no shit, is good, because he pulls one way and I pull the other way, and shit gets done. And having you too, Mike, has improved the group quite a bit. Over the years, I've had many different admins, and lots of people with different philosophy, and it's never easy. But if you're willing to adjust and be understanding of everyone, well, I think you can manage.
Excellent. And as a piece of advice to anyone who's trying to start their own kind of racing group as well, what would you say are the most important qualities that you need to exhibit to make it a success?
Well, as you saw tonight, someone was trying to start a fire in the general channel, and usually the main thing is always try to be the better man. So no matter what you do, when you're gonna do a group, is you have to be above whatever is going on there. Like, don't bite, don't stoop to that level, and try to be reasonable, and make sure that it never bores you to do what you're doing, because the moment that it becomes work, it's not for you.
Absolutely.
Also,
And
for all the people, sorry, for all of the people that are trying to start a community, having Mr. C in the community really improves shit out.
Actually, Minister C has a good point right there. You need to have a little bit of everything, and that's why right now I think our current admin groups is probably well, no, it's not probably. It is the strongest that I've had. Plus the assistance of certain members like Mr. C and Travis, and Eric helping with the server, and Carmen with the dirt stuff. Like, everyone's kind of pinching in a little bit here and there. Sorry if I forget some people that have been pinching in, but that's what the community is. Like, I've said it many times, and I've said it at Christmas too. Is the community is only as good as what the members are making it to be, right? The admin can only do so much, right? If no one shows up, well, it's not a success. So the members are what makes a good community.
And to delve into a bit more real life motorsport, we asked this of Travis when he was on, of course, last episode, and I'll ask it again. What are your favorite forms of racing? What do you watch? And related to that, if you had the chance to drive a real life race car, what do you think that would be, and possibly where?
Unfortunately, in Canada, and you would know that, it's kind of hard to get some good series unless you catch them on stream or after the facts. And what I've been only really watching is F1. I've been watching DTM, the condensed version after the race, and I really like that. If I was to pick a car that I would really want to drive, well, I would love to drive a Nissan GR track ready. That to me, that car, every time I see one, I put all my windows down because I want to listen to it. Because there's a few here actually. Richmond is a very Asian rich place, and there's a lot of rice rockets, and you will find a lot of GTRs over there. And so every time I see one, put my windows down, just love listening to it, love looking at it. That's the car that I would love to drive. A GT version, whatever, or a road version, doesn't matter. I would absolutely dig it.
Excellent. Never been a big fan of the Nissans myself, but that's just me. Do you have anything else you want to ask Martin, Mr. C?
Yeah, this again we also asked in the past, and do you have a sim racing rival?
Pardon me?
the rival question. He wants to know if you have someone who is your main rival.
Oh,
in
my
sim racing.
nemesis.
Your nemesis, as it were. Yes.
Well, there's one person, and he's probably gonna laugh when he hears this. Erbo Del Val. Him and he's just slightly faster than me, like on many cars, just a little bit. So we always end up like he's either behind me because he got unlucky, or I just can't catch to him, and he needs to make a mistake for me to get to him. And every time we race together, no matter what the track, no matter what the car, it seems we end up being side by side. It's either he's ahead or he's right behind me. I wouldn't call him my nemesis, but you know, he's one person that I enjoy racing with, and definitely enjoy beating.
And final question from me. I don't know if you tried many equipments for sim racing, but currently I'm using your G25, so thank you for that. But does sim racing equipment make a difference for you?
Oh yeah, it makes a huge difference. I have a Logitech Momo in the basement here. I had well, like I said, you have my G25.
You hear that, Byron? That's still there.
And prior to that, I had a Guillermo, which was it's prior to Trustmaster. It's before before Trustmaster became Trustmaster, or I think Guillermo bought Trustmaster and then they merged the brand. It was an old plastic wheel. It has force feedback in it. Yes, it definitely makes a big difference. When I went back to my G25 or even the Logitech Momo, because one of my friends has one, I'm sure if I tried hard enough, I'd probably get used to it again. But having a higher quality wheel, some people might say that the T300 that I have is not high quality, but to me, it's much better than the Logitech. It's much better than my Momo or anything that I've had before. Until I tried Fanatec, I mean, I can't have a judgment on that. I haven't tried a single Fanatec wheel. I'm waiting to go to Andy. So Andy hopefully will invite me next time that I drive by.
Yeah, Andy, invite me.
All right, so I have kind of three more questions, although one is more for comedic relief. Number one, it's early in 2019, of course. What are you looking forward to in ESR in the upcoming months and the rest of the year? What new additions are you excited about, and what old stuff are you happy to just get back to?
Well, right now I must say the Enduro series that we just started is a blast. It's too bad, Mike, that you're not into it, but I am actually looking forward for each race every month. It's the last Saturday of every month, and it's a 1.5 hour race, and it's a car that is very easy to drive, and everyone's very close together. So it's been a blast. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to every month now. One of the things that's coming up soon is we're going to do a bi-weekly series. So we're probably going to have 2 series happening at the same time. So one week will be series number 1. The week after that will be series number 2. And at the end of these 2 championships, I want to merge them into a multi-class championship and hopefully get everyone on the track from both championships. So whoever was best in series number 2 and whoever was best in series number 1 would compete under those cars, and we'll do a multi-class. So I think that's exciting. We've never done it. And on that note, just a reminder to everyone, we're open to any ideas. Recently, we've been talking about having an ACC or Assetto Corsa Competizione series probably on Sunday. I've been looking for an admin to take that over, and I've only had one bite so far, so I'm going to talk to him a little bit more before I say who it is. We'll see if that is something he can work out until they get the multiplayer out. I'm looking forward to that as well. And that's it for 2019 so far that I have.
ACC multiplayer is going to be, I think, a big deal. I'm going to really enjoy that when it's ready to go.
I'm also excited to see what the Academy is going to look like with your little project there, Mike. It's going to be interesting. I've decided maybe I'm going to take 1 or 2 drivers under my wing before the start of the series and spend some one-on-one time with them, like Mr. C has been doing on the phone over the voice. But I'll probably connect to the game as well and try to help him out.
Oh, is there anyone you got your eye on that has caught your eye in this regard?
Well, I've helped Bo before, but he's not so sure about doing this series. But if I put a little bit of pressure, maybe he'll join. And there would be Cinder as well.
Lachlan Nichols. Lachlan's not in. He's Division 2.
Oh, how did he end up Division 2, I wonder?
Because he's actually really fast, and Mr. C made him fast.
I'll have to look.
Lachlan is definitely not a rookie.
Indeed. I would agree with that. He keeps whipping my butt.
There we go. Okay. I thought he was in. Someone I enjoyed talking to. He's a good guy.
We got 13 signed up for that, and hopefully more will come across. And then on another question on a different topic. Of course, myself and Byron have been doing a lot of the live and otherwise commentary lately.
Yes.
So our question is who would Martin like to see up in the commentary booth with us in the near future?
I think I might be biased here, but I love Travis' accent. I mean, he has a southern accent, and I think he's hilarious. I wish he would do more of those commentary. I know he's done it with you guys before. He seems to be enjoying it, so hopefully he comes back.
Yeah, he keeps asking us to when we're going to do it, so I'm assuming he is enjoying it.
Perfect. That's good.
And I had another question, and now it's escaped my mind. Go figure. So that's all.
I'm gonna go look at the booking here.
Yeah. Be sure to pester Martin online if you're one of the booked drivers for the Academy Cup, because you heard it here. He's gonna take 2 or 3 of you under his wing, and you want to be in that group. Just don't trust his wheel settings.
That's right. My wheel settings are too light for some, but that's how I enjoy it.
Indeed. If you value your tires, do not take his wheel settings.
My tires do not enjoy it. Actually, today, Mike, I did not change my tires for the whole 60 minutes. So maybe I'm onto something. I think it was the track, though. I think Monza is just a track that's good for tires.
I mean, I wasn't planning on changing tires, but my stomach apparently thought, no, we've had enough.
But you had hard tires, Martin, right?
I had hard tires, yes.
So of course you shouldn't change on any track, I think.
Don't know, Mr. C, because first race was a sprint format. And I took soft tires on race number 1, and they were orange by the end of the race. So I went hard for the second race. And with about 8 minutes to go, they started turning yellow. And I was able to keep pushing the car, which was pretty awesome. So I'm going to do hard everywhere with this series. Yeah. Setup. Yeah, I got one setup. It's from Jorgen. It's my base setup. Thank you, Jorgen, for that one. And I'm gonna tweak that. So are you looking for a setup? Your setup are too crazy for me, Mr. C. You know that.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
I enjoyed Mr. C's setup today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Your stomach didn't.
Well, my stomach wasn't enjoying anything, apparently. For those, of course, not in the know, I crashed out of today's race at Monza because I had to vomit about 2/3 of the way through the race.
TMI.
That's what that's the name of this podcast. TMI. All you wanted to know about sim racing and a lot that you didn't want to know.
To be young and restless.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. keep up the good work. Thank you for this.
All right. I'm sure we'll revisit with Martin at some point in the future. Have a good night, Martin, and enjoy Helldivers.
All right. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
All right, that was Martin Edmunds, the head admin for ESR, and his thoughts on the future, the present, the past, and everything in between when it comes to ESR and what makes a good community. Now we'll move into the section of our podcast where we talk about the results of recent races. As stated today, the GTR2 class had its second round, third race, because we're doing this alternating endurance sprint deal at Monza. Mr. C, you were one of the stars of the race. You took home a second place effort. How do you feel about that result? I think I know, but tell the people.
I thought we were not going to discuss about this. Okay. Look, it was I fully admit that in rear-wheel drive cars I'm not that talented, so I'm gonna put all the excuses up front. So then I really enjoyed it. I had like a nice battle with Darcy until I decided to let him pass because he was on softs and I was on hards, and I wasn't planning to change, but he was, so I was thinking that I have the upper hand. Enjoy the Cadillac, enjoy the new GTR2 cars. I like the Cadillac. I just enjoy the car a lot. I think the P45 will suit my driving style better, but other than that, I just had a very good race, and yeah, I'm really happy with the second place. Like, really happy.
And of course, Darcy Parkinson taking home the victory for BMW, and Vinnie Roberts in the Corvette was on the podium. Martin Edmunds, who we just talked to, was in fourth place, followed by John Spriggs, Jurgen Walby, Guillermo Brisset, Wesley Stokes, Joe Racer, and Ariel Zatoni rounding off the top 10. Yours truly down in 19th position, retired after a collision with the wall. Our Division 2
And
winner
the bucket.
and the bucket, yes. Guillermo Brisset was the winner in Division 2. And Division 3, the only Division 3 driver to see the finish line actually was Noel Robbins, who takes the win in Division 3 action and moves into a tie for the overall lead with Jesse Hampton, who unfortunately had a bit of a weird problem where his camera moved to another car. And he brought his car to a safe stop at turn 1 and was unfortunately forced to retire from the race. So that
that sucks for Jesse.
That does suck for Jesse. Jesse's a good guy. I think he's going to be a guy to watch for in the Division 3 championship race. That brings us the end of round 2. We also had round 1 at Suzuka a little bit while ago, and I'll pull up the results there. I've not seen the race myself because we're doing commentary for it this weekend, but we'll go through the quick top 5s in that race. So, race 1 was won by Sean Kenny in the P45. He defeated Vinnie Roberts' Corvette and Vangelos Parginos. If I'm destroying that name, please let me know. Rounding out the podium, along with Monza winner Darcy Parkinson and Richard DeRoche in your top 5. The Division 2 winner in that one was also Guillermo Brisset. And as stated, the Division 3 winner went to Jesse Hampton, who finished the race in 18th position.
So after round 2, it looks like the battle for division is like shaking up a little bit with Vinny, Darcy, and Sean. 'Cause, 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 'cause
And then we had race 2 from Suzuka, was run by Darcy Parkinson. So he's got 2 wins to his name already. Vinnie Roberts and Guillermo Brisset were on the podium with Gerardo Del Valle, who was referenced earlier as Martin Edmunds' main rival. And would you take a guess at who was 5th, Mr. C?
I'm going to say you.
Fitting the narrative, Martin Edmunds in 5th place, right behind Gerardo Del Valle.
Oh, I didn't get that. Oh boy, I'm slow today.
Jesse Hampton was the Division 3 winner in 15th position, and I mentioned him because he was on the podium. Guillermo Brisset was the winner in Division 2. So Guillermo, 3 for 3 already in Division 2. Very up in the lead, I would imagine. Jesse Hampton, I believe, is the leader of Division 3. And I'm going to take a guess. We've not updated the standings, so this is not a fact. But based on 2 wins and a 4th place, I'm assuming Darcy Parkinson is your overall leader.
I think so, because if I wasn't racing today, Vinny will be 2nd, so maybe he would have had the lead. But since I spoiled that a little bit, maybe Darcy's leading.
Yeah, I think Darcy would have been leading either way, though, to be honest. But so there you go. Darcy 2 wins, Sean Kenny 1 win, and we're gonna head over to the 0 series to talk about what's going on there. Sorry about the delay. In the 0 series, it is Paul Riccobeni leading the way in the championship from Simeon Naku and Martin Lauer. Simeon is also the Silver Cup leader, which is for less experienced / slower learning drivers, as it were.
He definitely needs to be moved out of there.
Simeon, yeah, might have been a wrong case. He has won all 4 races. The action was most recently at Bathurst, which was proved to be the winning ground for Martin Lauer in his Porsche. And previously, we had raced 2 races in Chiang, Thailand, with wins for Darcy Parkinson and Yevgeny Lazarenko. Interestingly enough, we are 4 races into the 0 season, and we've had 4 different winners with Paul Riccobeni, Darcy Parkinson, Yevgeny Lazarenko, and Martin Lauer. And more interestingly, 4 different cars have triumphed because, of course, Paul is driving an Audi, Darcy is in a Corvette, Martin is in a Porsche, and Yevgeny Lazarenko is in a BMW M6. So, interesting days yet. The next round will take us to Sonoma, the WTCC layout, for 2 sprint races of 20 minutes apiece. And I'm not going to say that the trend of a different car winning every time is going to continue, because there's not really, it's just Mercedes and McLaren that have not taken a win. And I don't think Mercedes has a driver really in position to win. No disrespect to any of the drivers. They're doing a fantastic job, but they're just not really at that top end. McLaren does have a guy I think could take a win, Steve Kasemitz, who finished 2nd at the opening round in Sepang. But he has been absent for the Chang and Bathurst rounds. So we'll have to check in on that. Oh, and I guess the other option would be Ben Schwarry, currently 7th in the championship. He took a podium at Bathurst for Nissan. So I guess the Nissan would be kind of in the mix as well. Sonoma's going to be a highly challenging track that I'm looking forward to and not looking forward to at the same time. Those who know my history at Sonoma will know why.
You should definitely not look for Sonoma in these cars. It's like horrible track, and anyone in a McLaren, just put a little bit more effort, you're gonna win by a long margin.
Ah, so you're calling for a McLaren victory?
Yeah, because the track is...
Are you gonna go as bold as to pick your student Lachlan Nichols, who's driving a McLaren in the 0 series?
I don't know what you're talking about. Lachlan and me, we're 2 different entities. I'm not helping him at all. But if he wins, good job for him. Lachlan, if you hear this, look me up.
There you go, Lachlan. You've got Mr. C in your corner. All right, so that's the next spot we're going to. The GT2 series is going to the Red Bull Ring, which is a track I'm also not really looking forward to.
Do you like any tracks at this point?
You know what? My luck lately has not been great because I'll walk you through my week in racing this week. My week started off at Bathurst for Wednesday, and on the first lap, at the first turn, I got this big Chevy Camaro running into the back of me and breaking my rear suspension. So, I drive on, and I'm like, okay, this is feeling a little bit rough, but you know what? We'll get it around the pits. We'll do a pit stop. We'll fix it up. Get to the top of Mount Panorama, starting to go downhill, and I didn't realize it, but I brake for the turn perfectly in a normal position for where I brake, spin into the wall because the back end completely comes loose. Breaks my front end. So I crawl around to the pit lane to get everything fixed. I'm like, okay, maybe I could still smuggle out, like, there's only 18 cars. Some other people will hit trouble. Maybe I can still turn a result out of this. I get into the pit lane. I fix the front end. I leave the pits and realize my back end is still broken.
Oh my god.
So, I'm going around again. I get to the top of Mount Panorama again. And I'm like, okay, I know that last time I was here and I hit the brakes, the car completely lost it. So I'm going to brake early. I'm not racing anyone. I just want to survive this corner. I did not brake early enough, apparently, because I broke the front end off again.
Oh my god.
Crawl around to the pits. This time they fixed the back end. And I actually had a pretty good race after that. I was catching probably the 8 cars ahead of me on a pretty consistent basis, like by about a second a lap. Unlapped myself. I had been lapped by all 17 cars. I unlapped myself up to 9th place and finished in 16th at the end of the race because Dean Reimers and Thomas Waz, who was the Camaro who broke me, so a little bit of redemption, both had some problems of their own, and they fell behind me. I had an interesting time being... this is something, honestly, I had never experienced this before because I really had never had this kind of comeback drive. But I was battling almost for position with Rick Martel and with Ariel Zattoni, who had me lapped, because I'm behind them, I'm faster than them, but as the lapped car, I'm like, I don't really want to throw it up the inside of you guys. So that was interesting. And then, of course, today, as I revealed earlier, we had some qualifying problems where we had to restart the server twice. I went from qualifying in 13th place to qualifying in 21st because I only got to do one timed lap on the one that actually counted because I had to start up the observer, the spectator. And so I started 21st place. I'd made my way up to about 12th place. Now, mind you, there were some pit stops in there, and I hadn't pitted yet, so it's probably more in, like, I don't know, 15th or 16th place in reality. And as stated, stomach problems became a thing, and I slammed into the wall at Parabolic.
Nice.
And that ended my day. So I'm a little anti-sim racing right now. It's been a bad week. We'll see how the drop-in tomorrow goes with the ADAC 2018 cars at Most, which I've never raced at, so that's going to be interesting. I like the look of it. And also at Zhuhai, which I do actually really like. It's probably my favorite track in China, at the very least. Not that that says a tremendous amount. Because I think I can only name 3 Chinese tracks.
Just a quick bit I want to talk about Martin again.
Okay.
Martin, I'm sorry to say this, but you're a traitor. He's playing Forza 7. What?
The Discord gives him away. He said he was going to go play Helldivers, and he's playing Forza.
Traitor.
Traitor to the cause.
And some nights when I'm driving, I see him and Andy playing some shooting games. Like, that's complete blasphemy.
Oh, well, I can't say much, because if you look at mine, it will often be MechWarrior Online.
I don't know what MechWarrior is, but oh boy. Sim racing, that's it. Practice.
Only sim racing. That's all we condone here.
Yep.
So do we have anything else we want to talk about before we go into the preview of the Audi TT?
Yeah, the Enduro series.
Okay,
where
let's talk about the Enduro series.
Taha Malin won round 1.
He did.
Taha,
Fantastic race.
I hate you. I love you. I mean, yeah, I love you. Yeah. Race 1 was at Nürburgring, which I missed sadly, even though I was home. Taha won, and he was like, even though at the beginning of the race he was like mainly like keeping like other guys were keeping up with him, like the Greek guys. But in the second stage, he came into his own, and I think his lap was like about 5 or 6 tenths faster than the next best thing. So he had the pace on everybody.
Yeah, I had the privilege of commenting on that live with Byron, which was really fun. It was a fantastic race. I thought there was a lot of great battles throughout the field. I thought Martin Edmunds had a lot of good fights with both Philippe Pehea and Richard Durocher. We had the very interesting who was it now? There was one guy that we were trying to figure out if he was ever going to pit. It was Fran Machuca. That's what it was. He wound up retiring, unfortunately, when he finally did go in for the pit stop, and it didn't put fuel in his car.
Oh.
So he crawled around trying to make it back to the pits, but unfortunately did not. As you said, Taha Mali won the race from Vangelis Parginos and Nikos Papamihail. Felipe Fehea was fourth, followed by Martin Edmunds, Richard Durocher, Andy Blade, Alex Loeffler, Enrique Hervas, and Mike O'Leary. Congratulations to Mike O'Leary, Division 3 driver, bringing home a top 10 finish.
He's a Division 3?
He is recently demoted to Division 3. He was Division 2, but he got demoted to Division 3 off of a lackluster performance in the invitational series that we did in GT3s and P2s.
So if I do really bad, I get demoted to Division 2?
It's possible.
Oh, good point. Okay.
There you go.
I presume this is like the first time everyone is hearing, look, I want to be demoted.
Usually people want to go up, but I mean, it depends. So yeah, Mike O'Leary, now one of my rivals down in D3. One of my main rivals. He represented strong, did a great job, and that was kind of really all there was to say about that race. It was pretty fantastic to watch. It's just a shame that I really just can't seem to get my head around those cars.
What, like, when you say cannot get the head around, like, what do you mean?
I'm just exceptionally slow in them. Like, I'm slow, period, full stop, full disclosure. Slow in any car you put me in. Doesn't matter what track, what car. I'm going to be slower than, like, you or whatever. But, like, I mean, even within Division 3, for example, I was getting swallowed up when I was trying out for them, and I'm like, you know what? Let me step aside. Let me do this live commentary thing, because the guys seem to really like that. And that's kind of how that's going right now.
As about the live commentary, and take this with a grain of salt, like coming from 10 years of racing and seeing plenty of commentary teams and all that. I enjoyed the commentary. I'm starting to get into it. Like, it's like it's fun and race at the same time. At the beginning, I was like, no, it needs to be like ultra mega professional and all that. But now I'm like warming up to it a little bit. So if you break me, it's your fault.
I will happily take on that responsibility.
And okay, you're not doing this league, but if you ever in the future want to do the TTRS, it's like, it's not a front wheel drive. Yes, practically it's a front wheel drive car, but you need to drive it like a GT3 car. Like, especially the way I drive it is like, be extremely mega ultra aggressive with it. If you're trying to be smooth and like maintaining corner speed, you're gonna have lift off oversteer, you're gonna have understeer, you're gonna have all of them together. If you're like really, really late on the brakes and then smashing on the acceleration when you slow down a lot, it makes a lot more sense, at least to me.
Okay. It's good to know. And good tip for anyone that is struggling with them in the Enduro series right now. Shall we move on to the Audi TT, or is there anything else we would like to cover?
No. I think I'm gonna join the server right now because I think I was off.
Okay, we're going to join the server for Audi TT Racing, and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome to Portimao, and if my mic sounds much worse, it's because this is the racing headset I use as opposed to the mic on my desk. And if you want me to get a better one, I accept donations for the low price of $10. We are going to drive the Audi TT around here and give our thoughts on the car and give you a little preview.
Yes, we are. Oh my god, slow down. Oh boy. Okay, well, we're gonna have some fun. I really like this car. Like, for me, it's like one of the better cars in race room in terms of front wheel car.
For me, not a big fan of it. It probably is top 5 front wheel drive car because, like, outside of the touring cars, how many front wheel drive cars are there in this game?
Well, the TTs and the touring cars, which are spans from 13 to TCR 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's about it.
I was gonna say I can't think of any others.
The TTRS also, but it's kinda the same. Well, a lot faster, but sure. But what don't you like about the car? Like, what do you struggle with?
Kind of everything. Like, I just seem to be very slow.
Like, okay, being slow has some reason. Like, driving style, understeer, oversteer. You just like don't like the feel. You don't feel the car. Like, there must be a specific.
I don't seem to feel the car. I think is probably what it comes down to. And that's kind of what's also frustrating me about it is that normally when I'm slow in a car, I can vocalize what it is. Like if you ask me why am I not good in the DTMs, for example, I experience a lot of understeer with them.
Okay.
But with this car, I don't really have my finger on the reason for the slowness. Like I'll put up I was putting up a leaderboard time here earlier for a reference time because obviously
Okay.
we're trying to figure out okay how slow is someone to be slow, I guess in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And you know, me and Andy were out here, and normally the gap between me and Andy is about call it 1 second to maybe 1.5 seconds. And here in these cars, it was huge. And we went to some other tracks and it was still huge, and it was just like, and it wasn't like I was at the time feeling bad about the lap, you know what I mean? Like I'd go out and put up a lap time and go, that's pretty good, not really knowing. And then he'd go out and absolutely blow it away, and I'd be like, how did that happen?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I really don't like that. I really don't like that turn right there.
Okay, well, a secret for this car is like these cars are like carts. If you ever like done carts.
I did do karts for a while. They're not big in Canada, but I did them for a while.
Because it's low powered and you need to maintain speed. With a bigger brother, like I said earlier, you need to be aggressive, at least my style. But with these small cars, you need to be like smooth. and using all the track really helps, and being smooth and like half throttle or 3/4 of the throttle. For this car, the technique of never lifting off in front-wheel drive cars really works well. As soon as you lift off completely, you're gonna lose a massive amount of time. So that's one trick. But do you think, like, I know this is more like inside uh, inside ESR, but do you think these cars are better suited for a rookie cup than, I don't know, let's say BMW M2 35 or other cars?
I don't think I'm really the guy to answer that, I guess, because like
In your opinion, everybody has an opinion.
I
So
got an opinion, but like I think the I think these are the cars I would have picked. I kind of championed them. Although, admittedly, I championed them because they were part of the starter pack on Race Room. Did it again. But I championed them partially because they were part of the starter pack, and that seems like a good place to, well, start for a new racer. Buy the starter pack, you get a nice selection of tracks and cars. And the BMW Cup car that you're talking about, for example, is not in that pack. So that's kind of part of it. But the other thing is I've really not enjoyed the BMW Cup cars. And I kind of see myself as not a rookie because I've been in sim racing for 12 years, but I went away from it for a pretty long time. And I'm slow, as we've noted.
okay. You're not slow, like I'm following you right now, and you have good lines and everything. I think it's more of a head thing than anything else. Because you're handling the car pretty well. So, what do you think, like, the rookies from, until I give my own thoughts, not that I'm some sort of expert, but let's say my own thoughts, what do you think the rookies will find it hard on these cars?
It will depend a little bit on their experience, which, you know, obviously. If they've never driven front-wheel drive cars in a racing sim before, I think they will find the car fairly fairly foreign, alien almost to them. Now, if they have experience with...
Brake.
Got it. If they have experience with front-wheel drive cars, I think, like, if they've driven, for example, the World Touring cars, I think they'll pick these up fairly quickly. But the big problem they may notice in those is, how to utilize the push to pass, which is kind of unique to these cars. Of course, it's just these and the Indian cars that have it. That's one thing that very much sets apart. And just how the grip works in them, I think, is the thing. Because there's a surprising amount of grip in these cars, and a surprising lack of grip at times.
When the tires go a little bit bad, but I don't think in the rookie series
tire wear will not be a thing. No.
Yeah, so...
Or it will, but I think it'll be times one, and they're going to be short races.
Yeah. So, but if tire issue, because the only problem with these cars is lift off oversteer. So, but if you're doing the technique that I told you earlier, like never completely lift off, even in braking, because people think, oh, in braking I should like completely be off the throttle. No, that's like no, wrong. Especially like in VTCR cars, just keep 5% pressed or like 2% or something little bit pressed so you don't lock up the wheels or not use the ABS as much. If you manage this technique, like to never lift off, completely and just have the throttle always pressed a little bit, no matter how much. Once you get it right, you'll see like some huge benefits, like not maybe in lap times, but like more consistency and better feel.
Certainly better feel, yeah.
Yeah. So that's I think how I think that people should get used to. So I think this why I said that TTs will be better than the BMWs. BMW is oversteery, and in for a rookie can be frustrating when they don't get it. Like they don't have the feel on the foot, and they might lose it a lot of times. While with this, you can learn foot control for rear-wheel drive cars also, but without losing the back. So, because here you have to have foot control on the acceleration out of the corners. So same. Oh, sorry. Same as rear-wheel drive cars, but here you have to be careful not to induce understeer. So basically, it will teach you the same thing when you'll have like a rear-wheel drive car after this season as a rookie. You'll just have foot control to not oversteer in real drive cars compared to understeer. So I think you can learn a lot from these cars. Also maintaining speed. Like I told you, these are like cars as soon as they completely stop or as soon as you lose speed in a corner or something, you're gonna lose a lot of time, and then you'll pick that up for every car that you're gonna drive in this game or another. And as you said, because they're like from a starter pack, it's cheaper for rookies to get into it. So that's why I say this car is like great for a rookie season.
I agree. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Any other feelings toward the car? Like like I said that you need to be smooth, but do you feel from your driving style that you need to drive it differently, or like you're like okay with my kind of assessment?
I'm fine with your assessment. Mostly because, kind of like I said when we started, if it wasn't for the fact that I was slow, like if I had no comparison, I would be feeling pretty good about these cars. So I I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, I guess that's what it comes down to.
Smooth and using all the track. That's about it.
That is something I definitely got to get in the habit of doing, is using all the track, because that's definitely been a weakness.
For me, it's like the car with default setup has some tendency to understeer, but you can kill that by driver behavior. But other than that, it's like the force feedback is good. You can have proper fun in it, and you can check it in. And once you get like a lap nailed together, even for rookies, I think like when you get, oh my god, I did that lap and it feels so good. Because the setup is limited on these cars, you'll have that feeling a lot of times. Because you don't have to think, oh, I have understeer in this corner. I could maybe, if I knew a little bit of setup, I could have like made something. But since these are limited setup, when you change your mind to driver behavior, so like brake earlier or having better foot control for the acceleration, then you feel better. Oh, I did that, not a setup trick. Like I did that change that I don't have more understeer. So it's like very rewarding.
There's a very personal connection to the change.
Yes. And also the netcode for the cars, if that, I don't know if it's correct, the wording, but when you're going door-to-door racing, you can really you can pull some very aggressive maneuvers, and nobody will spin. And also because they are front-wheel drive cars, but also because like the way they are shaped and small cars, you can like not have a problem. So that's good for racing. So I really like these cars, and I love more the Big Brother, the TTRS, because it's like these times 10. The same feelings, but times 10, like a higher speed.
Yeah, I was noticing that commentating on the Enduro race is that even though it's a car I don't like, it was very robust in that sense that it definitely could go wheel to wheel.
Yeah, so I hope the rookies like the car and they have a lot of fun in it, and I hope they have a good season. What I want to say about the rookies, since Martin made his announcement that he's gonna try to
The
have a
Edmunds
team.
Academy team?
Yeah, if anybody is listening from the rookie, I'm gonna make a Mr. C Academy team. So hit me up.
You know what would be interesting is because the Audi TTs have kind of a limited livery selection where it's basically white car with you know, colored highlights and then the number. If you guys had like a color to represent you, like yours were the gray cars, his were the blue cars, sort of thing.
Yeah, but since I'm competitive, I don't think it's good for the rookies because I'm gonna like bash on them. Back, I remember back in the day, like I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago, when I was part of some teams. I think I was pushing those guys a little. But oh, come on, practice. This is the setup. Do that, and let's do this, and let's test that. And the guys were like, yeah, okay, it's still for fun. Yeah, no, no fun. This is like, what fun are you talking about? We need to win. We need to be the best team. We need to be like, okay, yeah, Mr. C is crazy. So if any rookie is like gonna contact me, be prepared to have that. Nope. Okay. Now let's go for a lap with me following you, and I'm braking points. Like for this last corner, go on the green, tap the brakes, go. Too much. It's like a really early apex there.
Okay.
Here on the first corner, you brake just before 100-meter board on the asphalt. Don't go on the AstroTurf because you're gonna lose the rear.
Okay. Astro. So 100 meters there.
Second gear, keep it tight. Cut really bad. Cut, 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 cut. Third gear, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out. Third gear. Go to fourth. Second gear, next one. Second. Third, flat out. Flat out. And the next corner, brake before the curbs on the right. Just before the curbs on the right. I think it's just after 100 meters. Yeah, second gear. Second, go. Next corner is also second, keep it tight inside. Tight, tight, tight. Whoa. Tight is here. Fifth gear, then brake at the apex of the first right-hander. Yeah, third gear. Go.
I went down to second.
Okay. And here make the car straight and brake at the apex. Boom. Yeah, third gear. Tap the brakes, early apex. Early apex. You have to hit the sand. If you hit the sand there, this corner is flat out. Wide.
It was fairly flat out actually even with that, so I definitely
tap the
believe you.
brakes. Tap the brakes, early apex. Oh.
Well, obviously not early enough.
Kinda like that, but you have to tap the brakes before the corner and take an early apex. I'm gonna drive a little bit slow, try to follow me. Push to pass! So, I'm braking at 100, even though I'm gonna be a little bit slower in speed. Oh, or not. You can really cut here like that.
Oh, and yeah, okay, awesome.
Go like this in third, fourth, brake to second, and flat out. And use all of the track. Brake before the curbs, right before. Second gear. Wait, go. Use all of the track. Second gear, keep it tight. You're on the acceleration, but you're keeping it tight. Kinda like that. Third gear. Fifth gear, braking at the apex. Third gear. Using all of the track. And then I make my car straight and brake. Third gear. Tap the brakes, early apex. And then flat out.
Ooh, yeah, that does feel a lot better, actually. That early apex.
And here, tap the brakes, early apex, flat out. Use all of the track. And that's about like a decent lap. Does anyone stand out from the rookies?
I think that Jerome Josiah, or Josiah Jerome, my apologies. I keep reversing that, and I can't. Double J! We'll go with Double J. I think he's the odds-on favorite. I think he's very fast for a rookie. I think he just needs to develop a lot of kind of like little bits of racecraft and consistency.
Alright, but he has like the speed.
He has the raw pace, absolutely. He's already got 2 Division 3 wins under his belt.
Oh, okay.
I would say on raw pace, he's the 3rd fastest Division 3 guy. Behind Jesse Hampton and Joel Martinez.
How are like we choosing these rookies?
We are allowing anyone who is Division 3 to be in.
Because I know Jesse is a little bit slow, but no offense, Jesse, don't hate me. Definitely not a rookie. Maybe in sim racing, but oh boy, where are you going? Oh boy.
A little more brake.
Yeah, I really hope the rookie love this car, and I hope they have fun with it.
I think they will. I think another person, obviously, is Bo. He's been around a real long time, and he picked up a lot from Martin during their brief training, and I think this will help him a lot.
Yep. So, are we gonna do a dogfight before I do like a semi-truck walk?
Sure, bring it on.
Oh. Mike versus Mr. C. Soon.
This is, to me, one of the more difficult corners. Is that one we just went through right there.
Why? It's a double apex, so you're sacrificing the first one for the second. That's how you have to look at that corner.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it like that, it's a lot easier.
Because you're braking at the apex of the first right-hander, go a little bit like to the middle of the track, and then cut straight to, and it's flat out. Earlier than that, earlier. Come on. Bump draft. NASCAR.
Went a little deep there.
Yeah. Oh, when you're braking with this car, you can use trail brake a lot. So on that corner, when I say before 100, you can do that, but also aim the car at the end of the braking. Same for this corner, right before the curbs, but at the end of the braking, aim the car towards the corner. Early braking, oh my god, almost hit you. Patient, patient. Keep it tight here, keep it tight. Wait, 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 no. You see, look how much time I'm gaining on you right now.
Tons.
Because I kept it tight there. Double apex. Third gear, wide. Well, I missed the second apex. Straight car, brake. Third, brake, early apex on the sand.
Just missed the sand.
Yeah. Good. So
Which
more
cost me
early.
heavily in that next turn.
Yeah. More early apex, more early. Kinda like that. Too much brake, but kinda like that. When I say tap the brakes, I'm in theory tap the brakes to move the weight on the front of the car, so you on the front. So then you can like take the early apex. Again, brake and aim the car towards the center. Yeah, more. Cut, cut. You're not cutting this one.
When I go deep
Remember.
into the first corner, it's hard to get the cut.
Go, 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 go. You're not using all the track. What are you doing in the middle of the track? All the track. Yeah, like that. Keep it tight. Be patient. Be patient. No, no, wait, wait. Go. Oh boy, look at that. I was a little bit more patient than you. Isn't it strange, like being patient before going to the acceleration, it's actually faster?
It is a little bit counterintuitive.
Because you want to, in theory, you want to be on the acceleration as fast as possible, but I told you, this car is all about momentum. So by being slow, you keep the momentum up without forcing an understeer.
Mm-hmm.
As soon
Actually,
as you have,
I think we were talking about what would be the challenge for the rookies. That's, I think, probably it, is that there are some things about going fast that are a little bit counterintuitive that you really wouldn't think, like being patient with the gas.
yeah. Aim the car towards the center. Yeah, aim, go, 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 aim. Yeah. Cut. Yes. Flat out.
Ah, got a cut track penalty. A
No,
little too much
doesn't
cut.
matter. Use all of the track, let it run wide. Yes. Not using all the track.
Nope, I did not.
Patient. Oh boy. The car is straight, braking third. Come on, Mike. Come on, you can do it. Remember what you did last time. Brake, early apex. Yes, like that. Oh. Some NASCAR bump drafting. For more
You can
top
actually
speed.
bump draft in these ones pretty effectively, unlike a lot of other
Yes.
cars.
That's not pretty fast, but looks good.
Well, I'll tell you in a moment. Yeah, not very fast. That was about 8/10 off my best.
Oh, okay. Be patient, be patient. Half throttle.
How was that?
That was much better. See, I'm not gaining as much. Third. Cut, go.
Could have used more track there.
Yes. Now it's using too much track.
Yeah. It's about finding that balance. It will happen eventually.
Yeah. Okay, one more lap. One more lap. Come on, focus. I'll shut up. Did you improve?
Not on the last lap, but I was actually very close to my best time.
Okay. Well, I think we did enough of a preview. Let's give a preview of the track. I'm going to do 1 or 2 laps and explain people what is what, and then we can let them be.
Alright, we're riding with Mr. C.
Right, so I'm going to start at half lap and then do another proper lap. So like I said, the breaking point for this is right before the curbs, like this. Aim the car at the end. Second gear, use all of the track. Brake just after this turn. Just be patient. When you see the green Asterstorf, then you can go like full throttle. Brake at the apex of this corner. Let the car roll. Use all of the track. Make the car straight for this braking. Straight. Third gear. Tap the brakes. Early apex. And this corner is almost flat out right now. Here, cut the corner. Prepare the last corner. Go really wide. Tap the brakes.
Ooh, okay, you can go much wider than I was thinking there.
Yes. And we're gonna start the lap. So here we brake at 100 or just before 100, depending if you use the push to pass or not. But stay on the Astroturf if you stay on the asphalt. Because if you go on the Astroturf, you're gonna lose time. Cut here. Third gear, flat out. Fourth gear. Rail the car, roll into second, and then flat out. Always use all of the track.
It's there to be used. Why not
Yeah.
use it?
Before the curbs. Brake after the turn. Second gear, keep it tight, wait, go, Astroturf, go. Flat out. Again, braking at the apex, third gear. I missed that apex, oh boy. This is important, if your car is not straight here, you're gonna lose it at the end. Tap the brakes, early apex.
Which the viewers got to see when I went through that corner a couple times.
Yeah. And then flat out. And now I'm gonna try like a more proper lap without me talking to see if I can do anything. You see how much little you have to tap the brakes? Just put the weight on the front and then early apex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's what. Overcooked that one.
So something I was doing wrong on this turn is I was shifting down into second gear.
No.
Okay, so that's one thing to correct.
And a 45.3, that should be a decent lap for a rookie.
I think so. It's better than the lap time I put up there.
Yeah.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed that, and thank you for sticking with us. If you want to join the Academy series, I'm going to leave a link in the video description, but you do have to talk to myself or Martin Edmunds or Andy Blade about actually joining, because we're kind of checking to make sure we don't let anyone that's a little over the scope of the Rookie Cup in. So contact us on Discord. Join the Discord. I'll leave a link to that as well. And if you want to join the Rookie Cup. And if you want to join anything else, please also join us because it's a lot of fun and it's a really great group of racers. So you'll learn a ton from guys like Mr. C. And if you're a little bit slower like me, hey, you get to bang wheels with guys like me and Jesse Hampton and Mike O'Leary and all those other guys that we're going to give a big shout out to right now. So until next week or 2 weeks from now, we still haven't really gotten the kinks in the scheduling out. But at the very least, probably not this Monday, but the next Monday, we'll be back with episode 3 of the podcast that has no name for sim racing. Do you have anything else you want to add, Mr. C?
No, as always, well, in the second episode, I still had a lot of fun, so thank you very much for that. And looking forward for the next one.